on fourth down.
You don't want this. Mike, 55. What is that? Right there in the middle, 55. Hey, Tuesday. Hey, Rick Lance. Get this. You're all out.
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And this is incomplete. It was Kenny Vaccaro there to get a hand on that one. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
All day, every day, any day.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the Titans first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mariota. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Grady Jarrett able to drop him for a loss of a couple. After the sack on first down, Mariota is going to... And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Dion Lewis, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are able to extend their lead. Well, the big play prior to this one got him down there, and they're able to stick it in on the very next snap.
And I think those last 2 plays, that's what you're talking about, balance, right? Big pass play, puts them in position, turn right around and hand it off, and you've got a running play that finishes it off in the end zone.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Wake, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, here we go. Watch the edge. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Gun.
Now Ryan going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Watch the block, motion, pop. Check. 55's mine, guys, 55. Hey, Alpha. Let's get some penetration. Check, 55's the mic. Check. 55's the mic. You get blocked.
Throwing on third and long. Ryan. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Jarrell Casey make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. With it is Jackson. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they've put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Tight left. Everyone's got 4 down.
Now Mariota shakes off the sack. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
I don't know what you were seeing on that play, but it felt to me like I wasn't watching a football field. I was watching a boxing ring. He was bobbing and weaving and trying to make sure he kept the play alive. Just didn't turn out well for him in the end, did it?
Impressive that he stayed in the pocket while avoiding those couple of would-be tacklers, but eventually goes down. Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up third and long.
45.
Working out of the gun, Mariota uncorks one for Dick. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And a big 32-yard play on third.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
From the gun, Mariota. Caught right side. It's Lewis. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Mariota's throw caught by Brown. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take him look like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pickup there, 21 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Jonnu Smith, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Suckup for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
35, Falcons 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Mike, 55. Wait. 55. Hey, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
Throwing on second and long. Ryan. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Jarrell Casey in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Here's Jackson. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Falcons grab it. And now look at him go. The 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And that touchdown there, it's not going to get him a win. It makes things a little more respectable.
Yeah, a little more palatable going out in this ball game. A little something to build on going into the next game, but it won't alter the final score.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Mariota from the gun on third down. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to let it go deep. And incomplete here. So a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Now a desperation throw. He's got a man complete. A big play there, Ryan to Jones, and even 40 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
On 1st down, Ryan. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Check.
On 3rd down, Smith able to fight through one tackle. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
An 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Ryan. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Titans, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This ain't nothing for the back. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. Lost my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so